Hello today, everybody. I'm going to be, this is Sheila Matchett again. We're going to be talking today on how to create a new page in your website. I have already started, but if you haven't or don't know how, we are using WordPress with the Leslie theme. That is what my website uses. So this is how it looks in the dashboard. So if you see up here, you have the plus sign, so you can just go to page. We're going to add a new page, and it will come up blank. Um, so it looks just like this, and you're going to add your title. Your title needs to have your key phrase or your keyword in it that you're going to be using for search. And you always want to make sure you put your title in first. All right, so we're going to go back um, to the page that I was on, and we're going to go back here to all pages. And since I had it in my drafts, I'm going to click on my drafts, and here's the page I was working on. So I'm just going to come back here to my edit. And so my key phrase is germophobia, and our immunity system. And I think I'm just going to change that to our immune system. Because it sounds better. So then I need to come and change my key phrase. I just have germophobia. Is going to be my key phrase. Um, and what I want to do is, with everything that's going on with the coronavirus and all the other sicknesses and diseases and illnesses that we have that's been cropping up, it's made me think, how our germophobia, our fear of germs, of uncleanliness, has affected our immune system. I know with my grandparents and great grandparents, you didn't hear of all these diseases. You didn't hear of all the sicknesses and the illnesses. Yes, they had the basics, like the polio and things like that before the vaccines came about. But you didn't hear things about the common cold, or, just basic illnesses. You didn't have that because I think that they did not have, the germaphobe. Yes, they did have their cleanliness. They still, washed their hands and took a bath, but I don't think that they went to the extent that we have it today. So I'm going to be writing about that. And it's just something that's been heavy on my heart about different things. So I have my basic. So when you get started, you're going to come down to your Yoast, and you're going to put in your key phrase once you know what it is. And then you can do one or two things. Since I already know the uptake of the way my page is going to flow, I went ahead and did um, my snippet. So what you want to do is just come here to your snippet editor, and it's going to tell you if your title is good. So you always want to make sure this is green. You don't want it to be orange. You definitely don't want it to be red. You always want it to be green. That way, whenever anyone searches for your page on Google or clicks your page on Google, they see the whole title. They don't have to click it to see, what the rest of your title is saying. If it's too short, it might not get enough traffic. It might not generate enough views. So you want to make sure that it is in the green. Same way with your meta description. Always be in the green with that. Um, that doesn't mean you have to go all the way to the end till there's no more green or it turns orange. But you want to make sure that you have your key phrase or keyword in your meta description. Usually at the first part of it, first couple of words should be there. Definitely in your first sentence. Um, and this is just going to be a basic, really short overview of what your page is going to be about. Okay. And again, you want to make sure that these stay in green. If you're not really sure how your page is going to, what kind of turns and twists your page is going to take, you can always come back and do your meta description last. That doesn't mean that if you do it first, you can't come back and edit it based on what the format or the way your page turns out. So I have my basic um, theme that I'm going to be talking about. So I usually write my page or my when I'm doing a blog. Um, I usually write it based on just like I would any other research paper. I usually put my topics, or in our case, our headlines first. So I'm going to do that. And and it might change depending on my thought process. But I always like to write general topics down that I know what I'm going to be writing about. And I always want to make sure I have my header. And this one is going to be a heading 2. Okay. And then my second one is going to also be a heading 2. Okay. Then my next one is going to be a heading 2. Okay. And then my next my next one is also going to be a heading 2. Okay. And then one more. And I always like to end with a conclusion. So I will put this here. Just a basic summary, or you can put summary however your thought process goes. So I'm going to come back here, and then I want to hit my save my draft, because you never know, I might have to get up, or move around, answer the phone, grab the door. So I want to make sure that whatever I'm working on saves. So my spell checker does not like germophobia, which it's a new word. I also know it's spelled with an O as well. So we're going to see if it likes that better. It doesn't. So I'm going to leave it with an A, because it is a fairly new word. There is over 100,000 searches for that word. So if you're not real familiar, I have Jaxie, so you can use Jaxie to do key phrases, which is a paid program. But if you're not sure, you can actually look on Google. So if you go to Google and do a Google search for your word. So I'm doing germophobia. And so I got 109,000 results of different websites that are using that word. So symptoms, when to be concerned, treatments. So that's one. It was done in 2018. So that's a 2-year-old. It's actually getting still getting hits. It's the first one there. There's not any paid advertising on here. So that word is a really good word. You can also use germaphobe if you want to. So that's on the first page that I can compete with. If you want to get really technical, you can go to Jaxie and look that up, and it'll give you the exact count on um, the actual websites that are using that word. Um, uh, uh, as a key phrase in their websites, and who your competition is. My rule of thumb is, if you know it's a good key phrase, you have people looking for it, then all you have to do is get the content out there and then do your advertising, and just beat out these people. As long as it doesn't have an ad here where it has the little diagram where it's a paid ad, it says ad and it's in a square, you're not going to beat out those paid ads. This one has no paid ads. So that means I just need to advertise. I need to get my page out there to beat out to beat out this competition. So that's where your writing comes in. So we're going to just write about this and do your content first. Don't pretty up your page. You always want to do your content, and get your ideas on paper. Just like you are do any research paper when you was in high school or college, or any kind of thesis paper. This works on the same premise. So I'll be quiet for a bit while I'm typing. So don't think that I've gone away. I haven't. I'm still here. And I'm just going to be thinking. I'll be pausing here and there. Okay. Okay. That's going to be a question mark. And then I'm just going to add a small, because I want to talk about grandparents and great grandparents. So I'm going to do another small heading and put grandparents and great grandparents, or just put older generations. And then I'm going to write about that. And when I come here to this next one, I want to change my format. And if you have the Leslie theme from WordPress, you do have the option to change formats or change your block style. So I'm going to do a classic. It's going to look a little bit different when I get to add links and things like that. So, but for right now, we're just going to be able to do our classic. Okay. So that's talking about the generation. So I'm gonna come down here and see how my SEO is doing. It's still in orange. So let's see what it's saying is going on. Key phrasing, subheadings, use more key phrases. All right, so I got to use my key phrase again, which is germophobia. So I just need to add that again. Outbound, inbound links. We're not worried about that right now, or images. So let's see about my readability. It says I have 3 sentences that are consecutive. So let's see if we can find that. It's probably where I use the word I. Yes. Okay, makes me wonder why. And then just add a period there. All right. And then because I've written so much, I'm just going to hit save my draft. And then we're going to come down here and see, all right, so now my readability is green. That's not to say it won't change as I'm writing because it's still fairly short. So we're going to click back over here to the SEO. There's nothing we can really do about this right now. I am going to do one more right here. Okay, so there's another one. So let's see if that, yep, so now it's green and green. So I'm just going to save that. And like I said, I'm just going to keep writing. And your paragraphs don't have to be really long. You can have them as short as you need to. Again, I'm going to use another classic block. And then this one, I'm going to be talking about building up your immune system. Okay. Okay. In that thought right there. Okay. So there's that one. So basically, talking about our immune system, how we have exposed ourselves to viruses and bacteria, um, different things like that. So we're going to come down here. I'm still green and green. So let's see what it's telling me outbound. Let's see what my readability is. If anything's changed there. So let's hit my save draft. Okay, so my readability. My passive has gone up, so that means I need to work on that. My flesh score has gone up, which is good. I want it to continue to go up. Paragraphs length's good. Subheadings still good. Sentences are still good. So I'm still good there. Just get my passive voice down. That's just going to come with writing. Um, so we're going to keep going. So my next one, I'm just going to do a regular paragraph block, and I'm going to talk about the next part. My spelling's pretty bad, but it's okay. That's why we have spell checker. All right. All right. So there's that. And we're going to click Save Draft. And then I'm going to come down here, Readability. So it's dropped, and it says I have a paragraph that has more than 150 words in it without a topic. So I got a feeling that it's more than likely this, maybe, because it was fine when we were here. So let's go here. All right, so let's make that into a paragraph. Let's see if, there we go. That's what it was. Perfect. So I'm gonna hit Save Draft again. So that didn't change my flow of thinking. It actually separated two topics. So this one talks about antibodies, and this one is actually talking about our microwave society that we have. So then the next one I'm going to talk about is healthy tips and prevention. And I'm going to do a paragraph again. And I'm going to come here and just talk about general health tips. Oh, I need to get my thoughts together. Okay, so there's that. So let's check and see what we have here. Save my draft. All right, so I still have this. Let's see what my SEO says for that. Still outbound, everything looks good. Key phrase density is good. I'm up to my text length is 112, 1,100 words. I try to stay within 1,500. You can make it less if you are looking for Google approval or want to get your ad placed on Google searches. You want to have your page to be at least 300 words. To be able to get it recognized. So far we're doing good. I'm not going to really worry about this. As long as these two are green, Google is happy with that. I'll probably come back when I get finished and see what I need to fix that. So right now we're going to do our conclusion. And my conclusion is going to be simple. There's that spelling again. All right. So there we go. And I'm going to save my draft. Okay, so I've dropped it down to 15. So let's go and check this out and see this little I right here actually shows me all of my phrases that will have passive voice. So let's click on that and see if there's any that we can change. Um, and it looks like it's mostly that's one. I can deal with that one. So it looks like there's a cluster down here. One in a paragraph right here. This is causing the issue. So we need to figure out how this has basically, that's your passive voice. So we need to see how we can put that um, in present tense. Okay, so right here, we're going to go people or quarantine. Let's take out being. Okay, and told to stay home, period. Business and schools are closed. Okay, so we can change this and it's there are business and school closings. All right. All right, so instead of saying that has caused, we're going to say to cause. Okay. Q is what has happened in the last few decades to cause this phenomenon to occur. So let's hit save. And let's see what are passive. So now we're down to 13, which I think will be fine. We don't have that many. This one is of, let's see if we can get this one. Okay, so we can put about touching. Okay, so let's see how that goes. So let's see what that did. See how many more we got. We still got quite a few. So we're down to 12.7. I want to get it to at least 10. and staying. Okay, okay. Oh, all right. Okay, I think I'm okay with 11:8. That's fine. I only have there's no way if I take all of them out, then I'll take them all out. I don't want to do that. I need them. They flow with my sentence. So just take that off, and we're fine. I'm fine with 11:8. So now the next thing we're going to do is it wants me to add some images. So let's put some images in here. And for those of you that don't know how to get your images, I just go to Google. I've typed in germophobia, and I'm just going to go to images. Um, this one's pretty good. Uh, that one's pretty good. I like this one, fear of germs. So I'm just going to hit save image as. And I'm going to go to my blogging pictures, and I'm going to create a new folder. Or do I have one for, okay, cold and flu. So we can put it under here, and I'm going to put a folder under here and type in germs. And then I'm going to open up this folder, and we're going to name this one and save it. So that saved that one. And this one's pretty good. I like funny. So we're going to save image as no germs. And here's one with sanitizer, washing hands. I like that one. This one's good. And I always like to name my photos or images that I use because that way I know exactly what I want to use. All right, let's see. This is another one. Oh, this is cool. All right, so there's a few pictures that I have. And you don't want to use this one. See, this one has a watermark on it from the creator. So you cannot use that one without specific permission from them. So you'd actually have to call them, or email them and let them know that you would like to use their image in your blog or your writing. Um, so there's that. So let's see. Let's get one more. That might be all I want. Yeah, I think that'll do it. Oh, I like this one, digging in the dirt. Okay. So there's that. So now I'm gonna go back to my page and I'm gonna actually create a block, and I want to use an image block. I'm just gonna come here and hit image, and I'm gonna upload it since it's an image I've never used before. And I'm gonna go to my blogging pictures folder. I'm gonna go to my cold and flu and pull up my germ folder, and then I'm gonna choose the picture I want. And then I'm just gonna center that picture, and I'm put dirt is healthy. And over here, I want to put my focus key phrase. So under your alternative text, you want to put your focus key phrase. And this way, if someone pulls up your image based on that key phrase and they double click your image, it will bring them back to your web page, which is what you want done. You don't ever want to leave potential money or potential traffic on the table. So you always want to make sure you have that option. So here, since we used a classic block, the images are done a little different. So here you actually have your media and image icon, or your add media. So we're going to click that and going to do the same thing. We're going to just click upload. We're going to select our image, and let's do the hand washing. And again, we're going to do our alternative text. It's going to be our key phrase, and we're going to insert it into our page. And then you can have the option to where you want to put it. That's the good thing about using the classic with images, is you can actually put the picture wherever you want to. So I need to find me a picture of the body or the immune system. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to type in, um, let's see if they have one up here. Nope. So let's type in immune. Here we go. Immune system. There we go. And I'm going to click on a couple of these. And again, I'm going to name it what I want it to be called. This one's pretty colorful. And I think that would be enough for what I want it for. So then I'm come back to my page and I'm going to add that image. Again, since we use classic block, I'm going to put it in between the two blocks. I'm going to upload my file, select my file. And let's use this one. My alternative text is going to be my key phrase. I'm going to insert that in there. And I want to move it to the right side. Make it a little bit smaller. And healthy tips. This will be a good place for my hand washing one, which I have over here. So, but we can also do Let's do, we can still put the sanitizer here. I'm going to do add image, upload. And we can do that one. We're going to put that one in center and just going to put a little caption. Don't overuse. And then over here, we're going to do the same thing, put our key phrase. Okay. And I'm going to save my draft because I have added quite a few images. And I think we're going to do one more. Actually, that should be it. Yeah, I think we'll be good there. So basically, this page is done, other than my links. So it's telling me I need to put some outbound links and some inbound links. So we can do that. So let's go up here. So let's find us something that we can use. So fight off illnesses. And how you can expect to be healthy. So I'm going to pull up my templates, and I'm actually going to pull up one of my links that I have here for healthy. It's actually for one of my diet programs, but that's fine. There you go, how to achieve healthy weight loss. But this company also has some great products that you can use to build up your immune system. So I highlighted the link, the phrase I want, and I always use phrases instead of just individual words. It's more accessible. And since this is an internal link, you do not have to do this. I just do it because it's habit. And then I'm going to bold it so that it stands out, and then italicize it. So there's my internal link. And then for another one, I'm going to pull up one of my marketing sites. And I'm going to type in some fresh fruit delivered to their door. You know, they might want to have that delivered to their door. So let's go to links and go to my search tool. And in my search option, I am going to type in vegetables. All right, so there we go, superfoods. So I'm just going to click on this and get my code, get my click URL, because that's what I want. I don't want the banner. And I'm going to copy that. And then I'm going to come back here, and right here where it says farm fresh homegrown fruits and vegetables, I'm going to highlight all of that, put that in here. And I do want this to open in a new tab because I want them to stay on my page. I'm going to bold that, put it in italics. Okay. And then there's another one. Get healthy, drink plenty of water, exercise. So let's see what we have for exercise. So we're going to type in exercise. All right, so beach body. We can do beach body. Yeah, everybody likes beach body. There's equipment training, so let's do the Beachbody. Everybody's heard of that. So I'm going to do click that, copy. We're going to come back here. We're going to do eat healthy, exercise, and drink plenty of water. We're just going to do that whole phrase. I'm going to add my link. And because I use this one in Classic Block, I can actually change the color of this link, which I'm going to do. I want to put this in red and I want to bold it so it stands out. And then I want to save my draft. And so now we're going to see what so now my links are good. So this one is all green, which is perfect. I have 1,259 words, which is good. It's good content, good readability. This one is down to 11.4, which is fine. It needs to be at least 10, but it's okay. I still got my overall average is green. So it's still good read. My flash score is above 60, so that's good. So everything is where it needs to be. This is a good page to put to advertise and market. So what we're going to do is go ahead and hit our publish. And yes, we're going to go ahead and publish that. And there's our page. So if we want to see what our preview looks like, what the general population will see when they come to our website, here it is. So there's our page. I think that looks pretty good. So there's good. So that is how you create a new page on your web system, and I hope that helps you. And I will be adding more videos as I see need for them, or as somebody needs me to add one to them. I'm try to do once a week. So I hope this helps you, and y'all have a wonderful and blessed day in your blogging. Bye bye for now.